The Bhopal disaster. The accident at the Union Carbide chemical plant in the Indian city of Bhopal on December 3, 1984, led to the release of about 42 tons of toxic methyl isocyanate. This is one of the most devastating technological disasters in the world. Immediately after the accident, about 3,000 people died, and in the following years, another 15,000 perished. The total number of affected individuals ranges from 150,000 to 600,000. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant accident. On April 26, 1986, an explosion occurred in the reactor of the fourth power unit of the plant. This accident became the largest in the history of nuclear energy. As a result of the explosion, fewer than 50 people died, but the consequences of radiation led to thousands of deaths and tens of thousands of illnesses. A significant amount of radionuclides was released into the environment. The Texas City explosion. On April 16, 1947, a technological disaster occurred in the port of Texas City. A fire on the ship Grand Camp triggered the detonation of about 2,100 tons of ammonium nitrate. The explosion initiated a chain reaction of fires and explosions on nearby ships and oil storage facilities. The catastrophe resulted in the deaths of at least 581 people, more than 5,000 injuries, and 1,784 hospitalizations. The Banqiao Dam failure. On August 8, 1975, the Banqiao Dam in China collapsed. The resulting flood claimed the lives of about 22,000 people, and the subsequent famine and epidemics caused the deaths of between 171,000 and 230,000 residents. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant accident. The accident occurred on March 12, 2011, in Japan due to a tsunami in the Pacific Ocean. An exclusion zone with a radius of 40 kilometers was established, with a complete evacuation of residents. Other major nuclear power plant accidents. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant accident. On March 11, 2011, an earthquake and subsequent tsunami in Japan led to power outages and cooling system failures at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. This caused the meltdown of reactor cores at Units 1, 2, and 3. One worker died as a result of the explosions, and another 15 were injured. Approximately 200,000 people were evacuated from the 20-kilometer zone. The 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant accident. The largest accident in the history of commercial nuclear energy in the United States occurred on March 28, 1979, at the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania. The overheating of the reactor led to the destruction of the reactor core and the release of radioactive products. About 140,000 people left their homes. The KYSHTYM disaster. On September 29, 1957, an explosion occurred in a radioactive waste storage tank at the Mayak chemical plant, now Ozark, due to a cooling system failure. About 20 million curies of radioactive substances were released into the atmosphere. The contamination affected an area of 23,000 square kilometers, impacting 217 settlements. The accident at the Krasnoye-Sormovo plant. On January 18, 1970, during the construction of a nuclear submarine at the Krasnoye-Sormovo plant in Gorky, now Nizhny Novgorod, an unauthorized reactor startup partially destroyed the reactor. The radiation accident in Chasma Bay. On August 10, 1985, during the refueling of a reactor core on the KF-31 submarine in Chasma Bay, a radiation release occurred, causing severe contamination of the area. The Saint Laurent des Eaux nuclear power plant accident. On March 13, 1980, at the Saint Laurent des Eaux nuclear power plant in France, a partial meltdown of the reactor core occurred, releasing radioactive substances. The Surrey nuclear power plant accident. On December 9, 1986, at the Surrey nuclear power plant in Virginia, a pipeline rupture in the secondary loop occurred. This resulted in the release of 120 cubic meters of overheated radioactive water and steam. 4 workers died. The SL-1 experimental reactor incident. On January 3, 1961, at the SL-1 experimental nuclear reactor in Idaho, an uncontrolled chain reaction occurred due to the improper removal of a control rod. 3 reactor operators died. Comment: the most devastating technological disasters in history. Reviewing large-scale accidents at chemical and nuclear facilities highlights the consequences of errors and emphasizes the importance of safety measures.